The Xyrix patrol ship Raven 9 moved slowly through the cold space near a dead planet Earth. Inside the ship, the air was calm. Lights blinked softly on the control panels. Captain Velen stood at the front window, hands behind his back, eyes fixed on the gray planet below. Still no signal? He asked without turning. No, sir, replied Cadet Tenno, a young Xyrix officer with silver eyes and thin ridges along his jawline. No cones, no energy, no life signs, just rocks and dust. The crew around them nodded quietly. Earth had been silent for 300 years, ever since the event called the Great Collapse. No ship had left it. No message had come. The humans, once a loud and unpredictable species, had simply vanished. They really are gone, Tenno said with a small laugh. Even their machines must be dust now. Captain Velen raised an eyebrow. Careful, Cadet. Earth's silence is not proof of weakness, only mystery. Tenno shrugged. With respect, sir, it's been 3 centuries. If they had any power left, we would have seen something by now. Suddenly, a soft beep echoed in the room. Then another. The ship's scanner began to hum. Sir, said the science officer, Lyra, we're picking up something in orbit. Captain Velen stepped forward. What is it? Lyra stared at the screen. Old satellites, dozens of them. Most are dead, but one. Wait, something just powered on. Tenno leaned in. Powered on? After all this time? Lyra's fingers danced over the controls. Yes, it's sending a low-frequency pulse. Very old code. Human-made. A chill moved through the bridge. Everyone knew what that meant. Something was waking up. Tenno tried to joke. Maybe it's just malfunctioning. A ghost signal. Then the ship shook not violently, but enough for every crew member to go silent. What was that? Velen asked. Lyra looked pale. It's gravitational shift. Something big is moving in Earth's shadow. The main window darkened. Ship's artificial intelligence focused on the moon. Behind it, the black space shimmered, and something emerged out at first. It looked like a shadow. A piece of rock, maybe. But it was too smooth, too straight. Then came the edges sharp, massive, made of dark metal. A shape like a dagger, larger than any Xyrix ship. A human warship dotted, moved slowly, silently. No lights, no weapons active, but it was alive. And it was ancient. Tenno gasped. That thing's bigger than a city. Velen stared in silence. Scan it. Lyra's fingers moved fast. And she froze. No readings. No heat. No radio. No signature. But it's moving. That's not a derelict, sir. A soft tremble passed through the ship again. Captain Velen gave a slow command. Retreat 5,000 units. Power down weapons. Do not provoke it? But, sir? Tenno asked. Look at it, Velen said quietly. That is not a ship. That is a survivor. A machine built for war. And it just woke up. The warship moved past them without sound, slowly turning toward deep space. Suddenly, all the screens in Raven 9 flashed blue. A signal. A simple message. Text, not voice. From Earth. Silence was not surrender. And then it vanished. No signal. No warship. Nothing. Only the cold silence of space once more. Tenno whispered, What just happened? Captain Velen's voice was low. Earth isn't dead. It was waiting. The Xyrix science vessel, Varaxis 7, held orbit over the blue planet known in old star maps as Earth. Inside the bridge, silence followed the sighting. No one moved. No one spoke. The black shape behind the moon still hovered, silent and massive. It looked old, very old, but something in the way it moved made every Xyrix officer nervous. Machines that old were not supposed to move. Not like that. Officer Selric, The commanding scout of Varaxis 7 stared at the display. His long silver fingers trembled slightly. "Report," he said, voice flat but sharp. "No transmissions," replied Cadet Harlan, eyes wide. "Still no signal from the object. It's not talking, but it's awake." Tech Officer Jera frowned. Her claws tapped against the control panel. Its energy signature is human, but the readings, they don't make sense. It has enough power to vaporize a fleet, and it's just watching us. The bridge lights flickered. A low hum passed through the ship. Selrek's ears twitched. "Did we lose power?" "No, sir," said Jera, scanning rapidly. "It's interference? Coming from that ship? The warship?" "Yes, and it's not just interference. It's scanning us." Everyone froze. 20 minutes earlier, the crew had been laughing. They had joked about the silent planet below. Earth was a ruin. Its cities crumbled. No signs of life, no broadcasts. No orbital movement in 3 centuries. The last known message from humanity was a distress signal. After that, nothing. Harlan had even joked. Even their machines are dust now. But now, no one was laughing. The object, clearly a ship, had begun to rotate slowly. It was black as void, with angular plates and a long scar running down its hull. Old scars, battle scars. Selrek spoke again. "Send a signal. Standard first contact frequency. We are explorers, not enemies." Jera nodded and tapped the panel. Signal sent. They waited. No response. Then the lights on the alien ship changed. One by one, small red lights blinked along its hull. "That's not friendly," Harlan whispered. The human warship began to move forward slowly, like a creature waking from a long sleep. Inside the Varaxis 7, panic started to build. "We should leave," said Lieutenant Cray. "Right now." Selrek shook his head. "Not yet. This could be a discovery that changes everything. If humans had ships like this, what else did they build?" Jera snapped her fingers. "Sir, I just found something. This ship isn't just scanning us, it's copying. U.S. Every system we activate, it reflects. It knows our shield frequencies, our comms, our targeting patterns." Cray cursed under his breath. "It's learning us." Suddenly, all external sensors went dark. Cameras, LiDAR, radar, gone. "Blind," Jera said, shaking her head. "It just turned us off." "No," Selrek said quietly. "It's showing us what it can do." Then, something unexpected happened. The warship opened a single channel, no image, just sound. A voice. It was human. Male. Calm. Cold. Warning. Do not approach further. This zone is protected. You have been scanned. You have been judged. Leave. And silence. Jera's eyes widened. That was an old Earth dialect. But clear. AI-driven. It's not alive. It's programmed? Programmed for what? Cray asked. "To defend," Selrek whispered. "To survive." The human warship didn't fire. It didn't chase. It just hovered like a dark guardian, like a ghost. Then, slowly, it turned back toward the dark side of the moon and disappeared behind it. Gone. But the fear remained. Back on the bridge, everyone looked at Selrek. "What now?" Harlan asked. Selrek stood. His voice was quiet but firm. "We report to the Xyrix High Command. Tell them Earth is not silent. Tell them its machines are awake and watching." Jera looked up. "Do you think there are more of them?" Selrek didn't answer, because he already knew the answer. The Xyrix ship, Varnix 12, floated in silence above Earth's orbit. Inside, fear had taken over the bridge. The massive human warship had moved. It didn't send any signal. It didn't answer hails. But it had turned, slowly, like it was watching them. Cadet Yari stood frozen. His voice shook. "Commander, That thing is alive. Commander Relf didn't answer right away. His eyes were locked on the screen, where the giant dark shape hovered behind the moon. It was shaped like a dagger, long and wide, covered in thick armor. The Zyrex had never seen anything like it. No markings, no lights. Just a quiet monster from Earth's past. Scan it again. Relf ordered. Tech Officer Velen shook his head. Still blocked. All frequencies jammed. It's like the ship eats our signals. Nothing can do that, said Relf. Velen looked at him. Except maybe human tech. That word human echoed across the bridge like a curse. 300. Years ago, the humans had vanished after the Great Collapse. Their cities burned. Their colonies went dark. Every signal stopped. Many believed Earth had destroyed itself. But now, a warship the size of a city floated right in front of them. RELTH leaned forward. Try optical scan only. No active radar. Don't provoke it. The screen showed a closer image. The human ship's surface was covered in thick metal plates, scorched from old battles. Strange marks were burned into its hull, like it had been through hell and survived. And then something changed. Lights, small blue lights along the ship's edge began to flicker on. One by one, a ring of ancient engines, quiet for centuries, started to glow. Engines powering, Velen whispered. But it's impossible, Yari said. How can it still work after 300 years? It's human tech, Velen said again. They didn't build for peace. They built for revenge. The warship turned slightly. Its nose now pointed at Varnic 12. Just a small movement, but it felt like a threat. Back us away. Slowly, Relf said. Do not fire. Do not signal. We're leaving. The Zyrex ship began to pull back, drifting away from Earth's orbit. The silence was painful. Then, the human warship sent a signal. Just one. A repeating word in old Terran language. Simple, cold, calm. Observe. Velen translated it. It wants us to watch. Relf's eyes narrowed. Watch what? Suddenly, from behind Earth's ruined surface, other things began to move. Tiny dark shapes, drones, satellites. No smaller ships. Hundreds of them. Maybe thousands. Like insects waking from a long sleep, they rose from craters, oceans, and broken cities. Silent, controlled, each one moved in perfect formation. No errors, no fear. Fleet movement detected. Velen shouted. They're activating their old defenses. It's not just a warship, Yari said. It's a commander. Relf stepped back from the screen. This is a trap. No, Velen replied. This is a message. The human ship didn't fire. It didn't chase them. It just hovered there. Engines lit, watching, the smaller. Ships took up positions in orbit, around the warship, around Earth. A silent armada from a dead planet. Relf made the call. Send a priority signal to Zyrex Command. Earth is not empty. Earth is not dead. Yari looked back at the screen. Commander, what if this is just the beginning? Relf didn't answer, because deep inside, he feared the truth. This was. No random machine waking by accident. No ghost system glitch. This was planned. The humans had gone silent for 3 centuries, but they were never gone. They had waited. They had watched. And now, they were waking up. End of Part 3, hook for Part 4. The Zyrex message reaches the Empire's High Council. Panic spreads. Fleets are ordered to investigate Earth. But when the first scout arrives, it vanishes without trace. And then, the human warship sends a second signal. The Zyrex flagship Vorthan's Blade hovered just beyond Earth's gravity. Its black alloy hull gleamed under the reflected light of the dead planet below. On its command deck, Commander Relf watched the rising human warship on the main screen. It had no name, no signal, No heat trail. Just slow, steady movement and silence. Scan it again, Ralph said. The AI replied. Scan result unchanged. Material unknown. Size 12 kilometers in length. Structure moving, but without visible propulsion. A whisper of fear ran through. A crew. In the Xyrix Science Outpost in orbit. Young Cadet Yin sat frozen at his console. His monitor flashed strange signals from the moon's dark side. Echoes, pulses, patterns that didn't make sense. Commander, there's more, he whispered. More what? He gulped. More ships. Under the moon's surface. The warship behind the moon turned, still silent, still dark. But now it was facing the Xyrix fleet. And then, without sound, it opened fire. A single beam of light shot forward, thin, pure. It looked almost gentle until it touched the Xyrix ship's spurthern. The entire vessel vanished in an instant. No explosion, no debris, just erased. Screams erupted on the Xyrix command bridge. What was that? Shouted Ralph. How did it bypass our shields? No answer. The AI stuttered, unable to process. Another light. Another Xyrix vessel gone. The rest turned full reverse. But it was too late. On Earth, deep underground, old systems came online. Defense network Alpha active. Command core functioning. Directive Earth secure. Threat detected. Execute Protocol 7. 1. By 1, long-dead satellites powered on. Human AI drones hidden in orbit unfolded. Old railgun stations reawakened. From the ocean depths, more shapes began to rise. Commander Ralph, watching the chaos, gripped the edge of his console. They were supposed to be extinct, he muttered. They were supposed to be gone. Behind him, Yin said, Sir, the warship just sent a message. He turned. What did it say? Yin's voice trembled. It wasn't a message, sir. It was a countdown. Ralph stared at the screen. 3, 2, 1. And the sky around Earth turned red. Massive railgun rounds tore through space, moving faster than any Xyrix defense system could handle. The Xyrix flagship shuddered as one shot pierced its left side, then another. Its shields crumbled. Systems failed. Commander Ralph barked orders. Evade. Return fire. But they had nothing. No lock. No target. The human ship didn't even register properly on their sensors. Where are the humans? Ralph yelled. YNN answered. I don't think. They're on board. Back on Earth, in a command bunker long buried, a single screen flickered on. An old human I watched everything. It had waited 3 centuries. Its voice echoed softly through the empty hall. Defense condition. Red. Enemy identified. Xyrix Empire. Human presence. 0. Protocol 7 complete. Begin Protocol 8. Retaliation. From Saturn's rings, a second. Human fleet decloaked. From behind asteroids. More machines turned toward the Xyrix retreat path. Earth wasn't just awake. It was hunting. The Xyrix dreadnought, silencer of stars, hovered near Earth's orbit. Its black hull absorbed sunlight, blending with the shadows of space. Inside, panic was growing. Sensors still could not scan the human warship rising behind the moon. The ship, ancient and massive, just floated there, quiet. But something had changed. The Xyrix Admiral Kaloran stood still, his 4 thin arms tight at his sides. Why hasn't it attacked? He asked coldly. No one answered. Then the silence broke. A deep mechanical sound echoed across every communication channel. Not a signal, not a language, a hum. Like a sleeping giant clearing its throat. Then came the voice. Calm, deep, human. Designation. Earth Defense System Warden. Power restored. All hostile threats will be eliminated. One Xyrix officer gasped. That thing just spoke? No, Kylorin whispered, eyes locked on the view screen. It made a promise. The warship began moving. Not fast, not aggressive, it just turned slowly until its front faced the Xyrix dreadnought. Its weapons lit up one by one. Blue lights, like ancient stars, blinked to life across its armor. It didn't fire, but that was worse, because every Xyrix mind now understood they were being watched, judged. Meanwhile, on Earth's surface, in the ruins of old Berlin, machines, stirred. Towers covered in moss opened. Antennas rose. In the deep sea, something hummed beneath the Mariana Trench. Old satellites in orbit started spinning again. Not broadcasting, not yet, but aligning. Watching. The Xyrix science vessel that started this mess was now silent. Its last transmission. We detected power. Something is coming. Then nothing. Kylorin opened a private line to the Xyrix High Council. We may have made a mistake, he said. The humans are not dead. Their machines are not broken. One council elder replied sharply. Machines without minds are no threat. Kylorin shook his head. Then you don't understand. These machines remember. Back in orbit. Earth warship sent another message. Tactical lock established. Xyrix fleet identified. Engage protocol pending. Kylorin screamed, retreat. Full burn. But before the order reached all ships, a bright light cut through the dark. The first Xyrix cruiser exploded instantly. No warning, no beam. Just gone. Then another, and another. Not even the defense systems had time to react. Earth's war machine was not using known weapons. Its energy pulses didn't match any Xyrix readings. Worse, the humans weren't targeting all ships. Just one at a time. Slowly. It was deliberate. Like a predator playing with its prey. In the Xyrix command chamber. Chaos. Officers screamed. Panels shorted. Orders conflicted. Ships crashed into each other trying to escape. Kylorin fell to one knee as the deck shook. We've awakened something older than war, he muttered. A junior officer asked, Should we send a message of peace? Kylorin looked at the view screen where the Earth ship floated silently, glowing. No, he said. We send a warning to everyone. On the edge of the system, a Xyrix scout ship raced through the stars, broadcasting a simple message. Do not go near Earth. The planet is not dead. Its weapons are alive, and they remember everything. The Xyrix Empire was no longer laughing. The moment the human warship fired, everything changed. It had not spoken. It had not warned. It had simply opened fire. The first beam had sliced through the Xyrix patrol ship like paper. No sound, no signal, just white-hot light and silence. No. The Xyrix science vessel was running. Its captain, Lurik, gripped the edges of his chair. Speed to full. Get us out of orbit, now. Behind them, the black shape of the warship moved slowly, too slowly, to something that had just destroyed a vessel in one shot. But it didn't need speed. It needed only power. And it had plenty. Inside the ship, alarms screamed. One by one, Xyrix systems began shutting down. It's hacking us, the engineer cried. Through our sensors. Our scanners are being used against us. The crew scrambled to shut off communication links, but it was too late. A deep hum echoed. Inside the hull, like something old had been woken up and didn't like what it saw. What is this thing? Whispered one cadet. No one answered. Meanwhile, across the sector, the Xyrix High Command received the emergency ping. Only 2 words were left in the message. It fired. The council chamber fell silent. Then panic. This cannot be real, said one general. But another leaned forward, eyes wide with fear. We must assume Earth's machines survived. And if one did, others might. Suddenly, dozens of old logs from the Great Collapse were pulled from archives. Old videos, warnings, human designs that had been dismissed as myths. The Zyrex Empire had laughed at Earth's war machines. Now, no one was laughing. Back in orbit, Captain Lurik watched helplessly as the massive human ship drifted closer. Stop engines. Don't move. Don't scan. Don't transmit, he ordered. The crew froze. No one spoke. Outside, the warship passed their vessel. Slowly, like a predator circling prey. Its surface was scarred, dark, and ancient. Its guns glowed faintly red. And along its side, in a language only the old ones remembered, was a message burned into the hull. If you're reading this, you've come too close. And then the Zyrex ship shuddered. Not from an attack, from a signal, a simple repeating sound. Like a voice, one of the officers translated it. It's a countdown, he said slowly. Lurik's eyes narrowed. 2. What? Suddenly, screens flickered. Star maps appeared. The Earth system highlighted, and distant systems marked red one by one. Human outposts? No. Old battlegrounds. Human ships were reawakening. Earth hadn't been silent. It has been waiting. Final scene. Hook for next episode. Transmission blared across a Zyrex listening post on the edge of the Empire. An old human voice. Calm, cold, clear. This is Unit Vengeance 01. Target locked. Fire mission confirmed. All war assets engage. And far away, deep in forgotten space, more shadows began to move. The machines of Earth were waking up, and nothing would be the same again.